Before we knew it, the years burned up like a rocket ship, and we took off, 'cause the world don't quit, no it don't stop, it just spins around. I know we always said we'd keep our promises, but life just got in the way. We had each other till we had another. Either we die or we change. Hey guys, it's Meghan Linsey, and I am in the studio today with my producer, Tyler Cain. And we're really excited because we just got a new piece of equipment. It's the Slate Virtual Microphone system. And we've been making this record, and we've had to borrow microphones and rent microphones, and trying to find the right fit for my voice. So this thing's really exciting because we get to try out a lot of different types of microphones, and it's all in one system. And Tyler knows a lot about this stuff, so I'm gonna let him talk about it.
Yeah, the main thing with Meghan's vocals has always been finding a mic that feels full and big, but doesn't like accentuate that real bitey frequency that is kind of piercing. I think anytime you're recording like powerful singers, you have to be really aware of that. You got to find a mic that makes the vocals sit in the mix properly. And the exciting thing about this, I think, that we found is that it just feels right when we record it from the moment that we play it back after we've recorded it. You don't have to cut out a bunch of crazy frequencies.
Yeah.
And there's two things we really wanted to do in this video. I think the first one is to compare this virtual microphone system to the recorded vocal we did on an actual vintage version of one of the mics that this models. Because I know when we got it, our biggest thing was, is it going to sound similar to the actual vintage mics? And then the other thing was to play the vocal that we recorded on Meghan at the beginning of the video, play it back on several different microphone emulations so you can hear how the different ones sound. Because I think the biggest factor when deciding to get one of these is like, how do the different mics sound and how do they stack up to the actual vintage mics, right? So,
and we like it. So.
Yeah, we love it. It feels good.
It feels really good.
First and foremost, with producing and audio and music at all, I mean, it's just got to feel right, you know? And it's got to feel good and it's got to feel right. And I feel like this thing really does. But I want to play you guys what we just recorded on several different mic emulations. So what was playing at the beginning of the video was on the emulation of the 47, the FG47. So I'll play that soloed first, just so you can hear that.
We had the rhythm, we were the heartbeat. We had the soul, we had the whole world at our feet. We had our heroes playing on the radio.
So that's, I think, our favorite one, because the 47 just sounds fuller and rounder for your voice.
Yeah, I like it. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, and the other one we really liked a lot was the 67. So the FG67, so I'm going to play the same part but with the 67 emulation. And this is also with the 73 preamp setting as well. So here's that.
We had the rhythm, we were the heartbeat. We had the soul, we had the whole world at our feet. We had our heroes playing on the radio. I love hearing myself solo.
So the next one I want to play is the 251 emulation, which is a really great one also. It's a little brighter. I kind of tend to like it on more male vocals, but just for the sake of this demo, I'll play it on Meg's vocal here. So this is the 251.
We had the rhythm, we were the heartbeat. We had the soul, we had the whole world at our feet. We had our heroes playing on the radio. We never thought we'd ever have to let it go.
Yeah, and all of these, there's no compression. It's just the vocal into the Slate mic, into the virtual preamp as well, with a little bit of reverb on it, because she'd probably be mad if I didn't have reverb on your soloed vocal.
You have to have reverb.
which is a good lesson, I think, for producers. Don't play solo vocals back for the artist without a little verb on it. So that's 3 of the mic emulations that we like the best.
Yeah.
So far.
It's funny. We were in the studio a few weeks ago, and I told Tyler, I was like, don't they have something that's like the Kemper amps? I was like, don't they have that for a vocal, like to where you can just put like I'm like technically challenged, so I was like, don't they have something that's like Instagram filters for vocals? And he's like, actually, he's like, they just came out with something like that. And so that, I mean, I thought I was a genius and that we could develop this ourselves, but this is awesome that somebody else has come up with this, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you know when it sounds right.
Yeah, you know when it sounds right, and you know, I feel like this, to me, when we play back the vintage microphones that we were renting, and then you play the version through the Slate system, it feels better to me, to be quite honest. It feels rounder and just, I don't know. I don't know a lot, but I know, like, okay, that feels better.
Yeah, with vintage gear too, there's so many differences between different vintage mics. It might be the same model, but each mic is a little different. So the cool thing about this simulation is it's consistent. But one of the things we wanted to do is we had actually had a vintage microphone, one of the ones that Slate emulates, with the FG67. So I was going to play that emulation back, soloed the Slate version, and then I was going to play the vintage version that we had borrowed, the actual vintage mic we had borrowed. So I was going to play the 2 back to back so you could hear them and compare the 2. Because I know for me, before I got the system, that was one of the things I was really curious about. So here's Meghan's vocal with the Slate FG67 emulation on it first, soloed. And then I'll play it in context of the track. But here's soloed first.
We had the rhythm, we were the heartbeat. We had the soul, we had the whole world at our feet.
And then here's the soloed version of the vintage microphone, the same model vintage microphone that we had borrowed. So here's that soloed.
We had the rhythm, we were the heartbeat. We had the soul, we had the whole world at our feet. We had our heroes playing on the radio.
So that sounds really good too. I mean, in my opinion, the vintage one actually sounds a little thinner and a little more brittle than the Slate version does. The Slate version actually sounds a little fuller to me. They were both, the vintage microphone was recorded through a similar Neve preamp as well. So it was like kind of coincidentally like a similar signal chain. Not exactly the same, but as close as, you know, we could get for the sake of this demonstration. But yeah, hopefully that covers hopefully that covers it. You know, hopefully you can kind of get a good sense of what the different, you know, mic emulations sound like, and then kind of what it sounds like compared to the vintage mics.
Yeah.
But we love it, so
yeah,
I
thanks,
think you
guys.
will too.
Let it go, let it go, let it go now. Let it go, let it go.